Good evening, everyone. In the last session, we discussed about what is file permissions in the Linux machine, what is read, write, execute, and how can we change file permissions by using chmod command. And we discussed about chown command, which is used to change ownership of the file. Owner group and ownership can be changed by using that command. Fine. Today, we are going to understand how to deal with the zip files in the Linux machine. Okay, in the Windows, we can create a zip file that is basically used for compressing. When we have multiple files, if you want to compress them, then we can use zip files, right? So how to create zip files, how to extract zip files in the Linux machine, we are going to understand. Working with zip files in the Linux machine. Okay, what is the meaning of zip, guys? Zip is used for files archive. So when we have multiple files, if you want to compress those files, then we can use zip command. Okay, to create the zip file, what is the syntax we need to follow in the Linux? Create the zip file. Zip command will be available. What is the name you want for zip file and what content you want to keep in the zip file. So you can use a zip command in the Linux machine. My Linux machine is started. Let me connect with my Linux machine by using SSH client. As we discussed yesterday, we can connect with the Linux machine by using SSH client. We can use git bash as a SSH client, or we can use putty also as a SSH client. Yesterday we used putty. Today I'm using git bash in order to connect with my Linux machine. Yes, I connected with my Linux machine as EC2 user. Now check the content here. There are several files available. rm start.txt. I have deleted all the files. ls-l. Now directories are available. rm-rf space dot. Okay, so it is going to delete all the directories which are available here. I want to delete them. rm ashok. It is not an empty directory. rm-rf ashok. Then I want to delete directory 1, 2, and 3. All those directories are deleted. Now let me create some files. Touch command I am using to create the files f1.txt, f2.txt, and f3.txt. So I have created 3 files here. Now I want to create a zip with all the files. There are 3 text files available. For these 3 text files, I want to create the zip file. So for that, we can use a command, zip command, mydata.zip. Okay, whatever the data, what is the zip file name you want? My data, or I will use my files space start.txt. All the text files I want to add to one zip file. For the zip file, I'm giving the name as my files. Zip command we are using zip space my files space star.txt. As we discussed, to create the zip file, the syntax zip, name for the zip file, what content you want to add in the zip file, we can use that here. Okay, zip space, zip namespace, zip space, zip namespace, what content you want to add in the zip. Now execute this command. So with this, you can check ls-l myfiles.zip is created. F1, F2, F3, all the files are added to myfiles.zip. Okay, zip file is created. So if you want to create the zip file with all the text files, star.txt. Why I am giving star.txt? File name can be anything. If it is having .txt extension, then the zip will be created for that. Once it is done, if you want to print the content of the zip file, then zip-sf, the zip file name, which is myfiles.zip. So if you want to see what content is available in the zip file, then you can use zip-sf myfiles.zip. So with this, we are able to print the content which is available inside the zip file. I want to add new file to the zip, ls-l. Here I will create one more file, touch f4.txt. When a new file is created, ls-l, there is a new file created. zip-sf myfiles.zip. Currently in the zip file, there are only 3 files available. I want to add this 4th file also to the zip file. How to add the new file to the existing zip, guys? In order to add the new file to the existing zip, then zip space -r. What is your zip file name? myfiles.zip. What is the file name? f4.txt. So with this, f4.txt file is added to existing zip file. Okay. Similarly, we can delete the file from the zip also. Now print the content of the zip. Now earlier we have only 3 files in the zip file, f1, f2, f3. Now I have added f4 file to the zip. Now if I print the content of the zip, I'm able to see the 4 files. Now I want to delete f3.txt from the zip file. In order to delete it, zip-d myfiles.zip f3.txt. From this zip file, I want to remove f3.text file. From this zip, I want to delete f3.text file. So enter this command. Then it deleted f3 file from that. Okay, guys, we are able to delete the file from the zip file. So let me write all these commands here. Create a zip file. The syntax we are going to follow with this. Create a zip file with all the text files. Zip, your file name, and start.txt. If you want to print what is the content available in the zip file, zip-sf and file name. And if you want to add the new file to the existing zip file, -r we are passing. Adding the new file to the existing zip file. If you want to delete the zip file from the existing files, then you can use -d, the new file we are adding to the existing zip file. Okay. Then how to create zip file along with the password? I want to create a zip file along with the password. Let me remove myfiles.zip. I have removed the zip file. Now I want to create a new zip file by using this zip command. So when I'm creating the zip file, I want to give some password also for that. Encrypt. I want to encrypt the zip file using password. Zip-e Ashok IT space star.txt. I want to create one zip file with all the text files. My zip file name should be Ashok IT, and I want to create the zip file using password. It is asking enter password. Okay, I'm giving a password for that and confirm the password and done. So with this, we are able to create a zip file by using password so that people cannot take the data available in the zip file. Okay, now execute zip-sf ashokit.zip file. We are able to print the content, but they cannot unzip the file. So if I use unzip ashokit.zip, then so it is asking the password for that file. So I have created a zip file by using password. If anybody want to unzip the data, then they need to know the. Okay, fine, good. So we are able to create the zip file by using password so that people cannot unzip this. People cannot get the data of our zip file. So this is the command which is used to create a zip file. This is the command which is used to print the content of the zip file. This is the command which is used to add the new file to the existing zip file. This is the command which is used to delete a file from the existing zip. This is used to create a zip file along with the password. And how to extract the zip file, guys. In the Windows, we will use WinRAR software. We will right click and we will extract the software. But in the Linux machine, how to extract a zip file? To extract the zip file, we will use unzip command. We are going to use unzip command. So let me do this one. Let me remove ashokid.zip. Now I have the text files, 4 text files available. I want to create one zip file for this one. So how to create it? Zip ashokit space star.txt. With all the text files, I'm creating one zip file. Now I want to remove the text files so that I can unzip the content. rm_star.txt. I have removed all the text files. I am having only zip now. I want to unzip this. How can we do the unzip? by using unzip command. Unzip space ashokid.zip. So currently we have only zip file. I want to extract the data available in the zip file. To extract the data available in the zip file, we will use a command called unzip command. Unzip zip file name ashokid.zip. Now, whatever the archive, whatever the zip is available, we are able to extract the data from the zip file by using this unzip command. After executing this unzip command ls-l, you can see what are the files available in the zip. We are able to get those files. So like this, you can use zip command and unzip command in the Linux machine. You can use zip command and unzip command to work with the zip files in the Linux machine. Are you guys able to understand how to compress the files, how to extract the archive, how to create the archive, how to extract the archive? Using zip command, using unzip command, we can deal with this archive and unarchive in the Linux machine. Perfect. Okay. Next one. Let us understand some networking commands in the Linux machine, guys. Let's understand some networking commands in the Linux machine. Network, how to work with the networking. Okay, so here, first command that we are going to discuss here, that is ping command. In the Linux, we are having a command called ping command. So what is the purpose? You can zip the files and directories also. If you give the Naresh, if you give the file name, so then files will be added as part of the zip. If you give the directory name, directories will be added as part of the zip. You can archive the files and directories also. Okay, good. Next one, how to work with networking commands in the Linux machine. Okay, so in order to work with the networking commands, first we will see a command called ping command. What is the purpose of ping command? To check connectivity. What is the purpose of ping command, guys? Ping command is used to check the connectivity. That means I want to check is my machine is working as expected or not. I have a machine with this IP address. So I want to check, am I able to connect with that machine or not? If you want to test, our one computer is able to connect with the another computer or not. Okay, so in the real time, we are going to create multiple machines for our project. So in the real time, multiple machines will be available for our project. For example, we have created one machine. That machine we are using for Docker, which is called as Docker server. So similarly, we have created one more machine for Sonar, and we created one more machine for Nexus. Like this, multiple machines will be created in the real time. Okay, one is a Docker server, another one is a Sonar server, and the third one is Nexus server. Okay, multiple machines are running for our project. Now I have one more machine. Okay, this is my test machine. For daily activities I'm using. So I want to check this Docker machine is running or not. I want to check this Sonar machine running or not. I want to check Nexus machine running or not. Then I will execute ping command. Ping means which is used to check the connectivity. So are we able to connect from one machine to another machine? We can check that by using this ping command. Ping command is basically used to check the connectivity. Suppose you want to check if Google is running or not, then you can use www.google.com. www.google.com. So whenever you execute this ping command, then it will tell you the connectivity is working as expected or not. So let me check the ping now. So I connected with my Linux machine. Let me execute ping command www.google.com. Okay, now you see that means my machine is able to connect with the Google. I'm getting some response from the Google. If you are getting some response from the Google, that means our machine is able to connect with the Google. In our machine, internet is working. Our machine is able to ping the Google server. We are getting the response. Okay. Similarly, I want to check, is my machine able to connect with Facebook or not? www.facebook.com. Now, sorry, ping facebook.com. Ping facebook.com. Is my machine able to connect with the Facebook? Is my machine able to connect with the Facebook or not? Yes, that means our ping is successful. Our ping is successful. So when you do the ping, if the connectivity is successful, we will get the response like this. If you want to stop it, Control C. When you press Control C, that got stopped. Can you read the message? 0% packet loss. 0% packet loss. Nothing but connectivity is successful. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. So one machine is up and running or not. By using the machine IP address, we can ping them and we can check whether they are working as expected or not. For example, if I use ping facebookabc.com, okay, when I use ping facebookabc.com, what it is saying, name or service is not known. Whatever the URL I am giving that is wrong, it is not able to ping. If I give the correct URL, then it is able to ping and we are getting the response. So if you are getting the response like this, that means the connectivity is successful. If you are getting the response like this, that means the connectivity is successful. To stop it, Control C. So tomorrow we want to check our Docker server is running or not. How do we check it? Docker server IP address 192.168.180.281.some98. I want to check like this. Based on the IP address, we can check that machine is running or not. By using ping command, we can check that. Whatever the IP I have given, that IP is invalid IP. That's why it is not able to ping that particular IP. Okay, next one. There is a command called wget command is available. There is a command called wget command is available. What is the purpose of wget command in the Linux machine? It is used to download. It is used to download files from internet. Okay. Okay. How to delete? How to download files from internet? For example, if you go to Google, for example, I want to download Tomcat server. Okay, let me go and type download Tomcat. So in the Windows machine, GUI will be available. You can go and select this zip file. If you click on the zip file, then that Tomcat server is downloading as a zip file in the Windows machine. In the Windows machine, we have browser. Using the browser, we can go to that particular website and you can click on the zip file. Then that zip file is getting downloaded in the Windows machine. But same Tomcat server, I want to download in the Linux machine also. My Linux machine I'm using is a GUI machine, or my Linux machine is a CLI machine, guys. Whatever the Linux machine I'm using, is it a GUI machine or is it a CLI machine? It is a CLI machine. CLI means command line interface. CLI means it is a command line interface. GUI means graphical user interface will be available. My Linux machine is a CLI machine. Now I want to download Tomcat server in the Linux machine as a zip file. That's where we are going to use wget command. What is the purpose of wget command? It is used to download files from the internet. How to download it? $wget URL. Okay, which file that you want to download from the internet, that URL you can give. Then wget command is going to download those files from the internet. Ping command and wget command. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. Wget command is used to download the files from the internet. Now go to Tomcat downloads. Zip file is available. If you click on the zip, that file is getting downloaded in the Windows machine. Now I want to download this zip file in the Linux machine. I want to download this zip file in the Linux machine. To download this zip file in the Linux machine, I want to download this file in the Linux machine. Okay, guys, are you able to see my screen? Mr. Salman, I'm already sharing my screen. Please check it. The issue is from your side, Salman. My screen is already shared. My screen is already shared. Please check it. The issue is from your side. Okay. Guys, what is the purpose of ping command? Ping command is used to check the connectivity. What is the purpose of wget command? It is used to download the files from internet. Now I want to download this Tomcat server. Tomcat server can be downloaded as a zip. Right click on this one, copy link address. Copy the link address. When I copy the link address, then I can execute the command like this, wget that URL. So based on this URL, I want to download that zip file in the Linux machine. So if you want to download any files from the internet, then we can use wget command. Now go to this machine and check it. Currently, any file is available. There are some text files available and there is one zip file available, rm star.txt. I have removed all the text files in this machine. Okay, only Ashok ID zip is available. Now I want to download Tomcat. So how to download it? Go to the downloads folder of Tomcat server. In this downloads folder, you can find out the zip, Tomcat 11 or Tomcat 10, any version. Tomcat 10 I want to download. Here zip is available. Just right click on this one, copy link address, then go to git bash, then type wget space the URL to download that file. The URL to download that file. Then enter. It is going to download that file from the internet to our machine. That file is downloaded from the internet to our machine. Let us check it. ls-l. Earlier we have only ashokid.zip file. Now we have Tomcat zip file also. Apache Tomcat software is downloaded in my machine. Are you able to understand what is the purpose of wget command in the Linux machine? Are you able to understand what is the purpose of wget command in the Linux machine? What is the difference between ping command and wget command? What is the difference between wget command and ping command? Ping command is used to check the connectivity. Wget command is used to download the files from the internet based on the given URL. Based on the given URL. Okay. Then next one, there is another command called curl command is available. There is another command called curl command is available. What is the purpose of this curl command? It is used to send HTTP request to server and get the response. If any REST application is available, for any application, if you want to send one HTTP request, then you can use curl command to send the request for the application. Okay, anybody from development background? If any REST API is available, I want to test the REST API by using Linux machine. I want to send one request to the REST API from the Linux machine. Then we can use curl command for that. What is the syntax to use this curl command? The syntax to use this curl command, curl space URL. Okay, so HTTP request we can send by using this URL. Now, I have one sample URL, guys. That is a REST API URL. So if you send the request to this URL, then it will give you some response in the JSON format. This is some third-party REST API URL. I want to send the request to this URL and I want to print the response. Curl command I am using to send the request to this URL. Now, see the output, curl URL. That is a third-party REST API URL. I am sending HTTP request to that URL by using this curl command. Enter. Now you see, when I send the request to that URL, I got some response from the REST API in the JSON format. wget command is used to download the files. Curl command is used to send the HTTP request to the URL. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. wget command is used to download the files from the internet. Curl command is used to send the request to the server and get the response from the server. Then similarly, you can execute a command called ifconfig command. ifconfig command is used to print IP address of our machine. It is used to print the IP address of our machine. So go to our AWS cloud. We are running Linux machine in the AWS cloud. Okay, so this is my Linux machine which is running in the AWS cloud. For this Linux machine, IP address is available. Public IP address is available. You can check it. For this Linux machine, public IP is available and private IP is also available. Public IP address we are using to connect with the machine by using git bash or putty or mobaextram. For internal purpose, private IP will be available. What is the difference between this public IP address and private IP address? We are going to learn in the AWS class. What is the difference between public IP and private IP? We are going to discuss in the AWS class. Private IP is a fixed IP address for the machine. Okay, public IP is a dynamic IP. Whenever we restart the machine, that IP will change. So we need to consider this private IP address as the IP of this machine. Now, if you go to this ifconfig command, it is going to print up the IP address of the machine, ifconfig. Now you see 172.31.15.255. Okay, so it is printing the broadcast IP and the machine IP 172.31.13.1. 172.31.13.1, that is the IP address of the machine. So if you want to see the IP address of your machine, then you can execute one command called ifconfig. Here, public IP is available, private IP available. Private IP is the fixed IP address of our machine. Public IP will be changed every time when you restart the machine. Public IP we are using only to connect with the machine from the outside. But internally, private IP will be used for this Linux machine. 172.31.13.1. That is the private IP of the machine. So when I execute ifconfig, the same IP address it is printed. Okay. So what is the purpose of ifconfig command? ifconfig command, it is used to get the IP address of our machine. ifconfig command is used to get the IP address of our machine. So today we discussed about what is the zip command and what is unzip command. What is the zip command and what is unzip command. And we discussed about ping command, wget command, curl command, ifconfig command. Can you read these networking commands? What is the purpose of the ping and what is the purpose of the ping command and what is the syntax of that? Ping command, wget command, curl command, and ifconfig command. Come on. Read the syntax of these commands. Ping command, wget command, and curl command. Okay. Perfect. And in the Linux machine, we can execute few more commands, some generic commands, guys. There is a command called free command is available. Free command is going to display memory level details, how much memory total, what is the total memory of this machine, how much memory is used, how much memory is free, that information we can get. And similarly, we can use top command. Top command is going to display what all the processes currently running in the Linux machine. Okay, so similarly, we can use Control C to come out from this, and we can use a command called htop command. Htop command not available. Let me install this htop command. So htop command by default not available. I'm installing that htop command. To install this command, I'm using sudo yum install. So sudo super user, yum is a package manager. I want to install a command called htop. What is the purpose of this htop command? Htop command will display memory level details, the running processes in the table format. Free command will display memory details. Top command will display the processes which are running. Htop command will display the running process in the tabular format. In the Windows machine, task manager will be available to see the running processes. So in my machine, if I want to see what all the running process available, I need to go for task manager. So we will go to taskbar. In the taskbar, if we right click here, you can see taskbar settings, task manager available. If you right click in the taskbar, then task manager option is available. When you click on the task manager, what are the processes which are running? For every process, one process ID will be available. Okay, the processes which are running are displaying here. Similarly, in the Linux machine, how can we get these kind of processes? For that, we can use top command. All the processes which are running and process ID also it is going to display. If you want to see the processes in the table format, then we can use htop command. Htop command will display the processes details, running processes details in the table format. Free command, top command, htop command, these are some generic commands that we can use. Free command is used to display memory level details. What is the total memory? How much used? How much is free? We can get that. Top command to display running processes in this Linux machine. Htop command to display running process in the table format. By default, htop command is not working. Then you need to execute one command called yum install htop. Install htop command. Install htop command first. By default, htop command is not available. By default, the htop command is not available. We need to install that command in order to use it. Okay, so I have installed htop command and I have used that htop command. I have installed that command and I have used that command. Are you clear with this? What is the free command? What is the top command? What is the htop command in the Linux machine? All right. Next one. How to work with link files in the Linux. So initially we discussed in the Linux, there are three types of files available. Okay. One is called ordinary files that you will create directly. Second one is called directory files, the directories we are creating. Third one is called link files. Okay. In the Linux machine, everything will be represented as a file only. In the Linux machine, everything will be represented as a file only. Some files are called as ordinary files. Some files are called as directory files. Some files are called as link files. Ordinary files means the normal files that we are creating, the text files that we are creating. Directory files means mkdir, a folder that we are creating. Then what is a link file? What is a link file, guys? Link file is nothing but the shortcuts that we are creating. Okay. If one file is created as a shortcut for the another file, then that is called as a link file. Now you see in the Windows machine, we are going to install some softwares. In the Windows machine, we will install some softwares. For example, I have installed Google Chrome in my system. Google Chrome is installed in the C directory. Okay, but for that Google Chrome, you can see here one shortcut is created in my desktop. For the Google Chrome, one shortcut is created in my desktop. Okay, I have installed some softwares in my machine. For those softwares, shortcuts are created on the desktop. Now, by using this Google Chrome shortcut, if I click, the Google Chrome browser will open in my system. So which is called shortcut. So similarly, in the Linux, we can create shortcuts for the files. The shortcuts that we are creating the files is called as link files. So in Linux, we can create link files. Link files are nothing but shortcut files in the Windows. Shortcut files for the Windows. In the Linux, we can create the link files in two ways, guys. Okay, we can create link files in two ways. We can create link files in two ways. One is called as hard link, another one is called as soft link. One is called hard link, another one is called soft link. Okay, what is the syntax to create the hard link files and soft link files? First of all, what is the meaning of link file in the Linux? Link file is nothing but shortcut files. The link files can be created in two ways in the Linux. One is called hard link and second one is called soft link. So what is the syntax to create the hard link in the Linux? If you already have one file, for that file, you can create a hard link file. To create the link file, then the shortcut ln, your original file, what is your original file and what is your link file. For original file, I'm going to create the link file. Original file is available and link file is available. ln is the command we are going to use to create the link files. So for example, I have created one file with a name called m1.txt. Okay, for the m1.txt, I will create f1.txt as a link file. Okay, m1.txt is created empty file. Then using that file, I'm going to create f1.txt. Now we will call f1.txt as a link file for the m1.txt. Whatever the data that we write, whatever the data we write in the m1 file, that data will reflect in the f1 file also. Okay, if we delete this original file, then there will not be any effect on the link file. ln command we are using to create hard links in the Linux. So for one file, we are creating a shortcut with the another file, that is called link file. To create the link file, we are using a command called ln command. Let us see this one. How to create a link file. Okay, ls-l Linux machine. Let me create one file, touch m1.txt. I created a file called m1.txt. Let me remove the zip files, guys. I don't need the zip. Remove star.zip. Both zip files are deleted. ls-l m1.txt is available. Now for this m1.txt, I want to create one hard link file. ln m1.txt space f1.txt. Currently f1 is not available. I have created. Now you can check it. M1 file is already available. Using M1 file, I have created F1 file. Okay, so I have created that. So now I want to write some data in the original file. My original file is M1. My link file is F1. First I created M1 and I created F1 as a link to the M1. Then let me write some data. First let me print cat m1.txt, no data available. Cat f1.txt, no data is available. So M1 file is there as a original file. Using that original file, we created F1 as a link file. Now let me write some data to the M1. Cat arrow m1.txt. Okay, this is M1 file data. Control D. Now execute cat f1.txt. See here, to which file I am writing the data? To the M1 file. But that data is reflecting in the F1 file also. Why the M1 file data is reflected in the F1 file, guys? Can anyone tell me why M1 file data is reflecting in the F1 file? Can anyone tell me that? Because F1 file is the shortcut file of the M1. F1 file is created by using M1. So that's why whatever the data we are writing in the M1, it is reflecting in the F1 also. F1 file is hard link file for the M1. So whatever the data you write in the M1, that data is reflecting in the F1. Are you able to follow me? You understand how to create a link file in the Linux? Link files are nothing but shortcuts. How many types of link files we can use in the Linux? Two types of link files we can use in the Linux. One is called hard link, another one is called soft link. How to create the hard link file? ln command. ln original file name and link file name. With that original file, link file will be created. Whatever the data you write in the original file, that data will reflect in the link file also. Now, let me delete my original file and verify what will happen. ls-l m1 f1 is available. M1 is original file rm m1.txt. When I remove the M1, is there any effect on the F1? When I remove the M1, is there any effect on the F1? No. So if we delete the original file, there is no effect on the link file. Okay. So when we delete original file, there is no effect on hard link file. When we delete original file, there is no effect on hard link file. But if you write the data in the original file, the data is reflecting in the hard link file. Suppose when I delete the original file, then my link file also should be deleted. Then instead of a hard delete, you need to go for soft. Instead of a hard link, you need to go for soft link. So I have original file. With that original file, I created a link file by using ln command. Whatever the data I write in the original file, it is reflecting in the hard link file. But when I delete the original file, my hard link file also deleted. My hard link file is not deleted. When I delete my original file, my hard link file is deleted or my hard link file is not deleted. My hard link file is not deleted. But my requirement is when I delete my original file, I want to delete my link file also. When I delete my original file, I want to delete my link file also. Then you need to create a soft link file. So if you create a soft link, when the original file is deleted, then soft link file will not be, the effect will be there on the soft link file. Are you clear? Yes. What is the syntax that we need to follow to create soft link files? Okay. Syntax to create soft link file. Very simple. Just ln -s is the option. The remaining things are same. Original file and link file. Earlier we used just ln command to create the link file. Now we are using ln-s, which is used to create the soft link file. Okay. So how to create soft link file? Now let me go and remove rm star.txt. I have deleted everything. ls-l, nothing available. Touch f1.txt. f1.txt file is available. Now I want to create soft link for the f1. To create the soft link for the f1, ln -s f1.txt with the f2.txt. Now you can see f2.txt is the soft link of the f1.txt. f2.txt is the shortcut for the f1.txt. Based on the f1.txt, we have created our f2.txt. f1 is original file, f2 is our soft link file. Now, let me print the data of the f1. Is there any data available in the f1? No. Is there any data available in the f2? f1.txt, f2.txt, data is not available. Then let me write the data to these files. Let me write the data to these files. How to write the data to these files? Let me write the data to the original file now. Cat arrow f1.txt. This is f1 file data. Control D. Now cat f1.txt, then cat f2.txt. So whatever the data we are writing in the original file, is it reflecting in the short link file or not? Whatever the data that we are writing in the original file, is it reflecting in the short link file or not? Yes, it is reflecting. Whatever the data that we are writing in the original file, that data is reflecting in the short link file also. The data that we are writing in the original file, that is reflecting in the soft link file also. Perfect. Yes. Now let me delete the original file. Let me delete the original file. ls-l f1 f2. f2 is the soft link for the f1. rm f1.txt. I have removed that file. Now you see the color is changed. When I remove f1 file, then what happened to the f2 file? Cat f2.txt, that became dangling file. We can't access the f2 because the original file is deleted. When the original file is deleted, we can't access the soft link file. When we remove original file, then the soft link file will become dangling file. When we remove original file, then soft link file will become dangling file. We cannot access that file. There is no use of that file. But in the hard link, when we delete the original file, there is no effect on the hard link file. But when we delete the soft link, when we delete the original file, the soft link file will become dangling file and we cannot access that dangling file. Now, you see the difference here. Whenever we go and check the files, let me create touch abc.txt. mkdir DevOps, okay, ln abc.txt with xyz.txt. So I created one normal file by using touch command. I created one directory by using mkdir. I created one link file called xyz.txt. ls-l. Now you see, if the file is starting with iphone, that means it is a ordinary file which is called normal file. If the file which is starting with the D, that means it is a directory. If the file is having L, nothing but it is a link file. It is a soft link file. Now, so in the initial classes of our Linux, we discussed the same thing. Okay, in the Linux, everything will be represented as a file only. Ordinary file will be available, which will start with -. Directory file will be available, which will start with D. Link file will be available, which will start with L. So when you want to create the shortcut for the files, then we are going to use link files in the Linux. Link files are two types, hard links and soft link. Soft link and hard link. ln command we are going to use to create the link files in the line. That link files are used to easily access the files in the Linux machine. So what is the purpose of shortcut in the Windows? I installed Google Chrome. Chrome is installed in some directory in my machine. But every time I will not go to that location to open the Chrome. So that's why for the Chrome one shortcut is created on the desktop. I can access the Chrome from the desktop. For easy access, we are going to use this kind of shortcuts in the operating system. Same thing in the Linux also, we are going to install several softwares. In the Linux also, we are going to install several softwares in the particular directory. So every time I will not go to the directory to access that software. That's where the link files we are going to create in order to access those softwares. The link files are basically shortcuts which are used for easy access of our files in the Linux machine. Shortcuts we are creating for easy access of our files in the Linux machine. Are you able to follow this? What is the purpose of link files in the Linux? What is the purpose of link files in the Linux? What is the purpose of link files in the Linux? For easy access. It will create a shortcut and easily we can access those files by using the shortcuts. I am installing some software like Google Chrome in my system. Google Chrome will be installed in some particular C drive, program files, some direct. Every time if you want to open Google Chrome, will you go to C drive program files to open that software? Or you want some shortcut on the desktop to open the software? Come on guys. I have installed my Google Chrome browser. That Google Chrome is installed in my C drive, program files. C drive is available. Inside the C drive, program files will be available. Inside that program files, somewhere that software will be installed. Somewhere that software, here, see here, Google is installed here. Now, Chrome is installed here. Inside this Chrome, application is available. So every time, will I go to this location to open the Chrome browser? Every time, will I go to this location to open the Chrome browser? No. So what is required to open the Chrome browser? A shortcut is required. So that's why for the Google Chrome browser, when I install Chrome, that software is installed in the C drive program files, Google Chrome application, chrome.exe. If I open this exe file, my Chrome browser is opening. But every time go to this location and open the Chrome is difficult. That's why what we do, a shortcut is created on the Windows machine desktop. If I double click on this shortcut, then it is referring to the original file where it is installed. Using the shortcuts, we are easily accessing the software. Same thing we can do in the Linux also. In the next session, we are going to understand how to install softwares in the Linux. So for the softwares, whatever the softwares we are going to install, for those softwares, the link files will be created. The link files are nothing but shortcut files in the line. Hard links available, soft links available. Are you clear? So where we will use link files in the real time? What is the purpose of link files? What is the purpose of link files? Link files are basically used for shortcuts. For easy access, we are going to use these link files. Very good. So today, what we discussed, what we learned in the today's session. In the today's session, we discussed about how to work with zip command, unzip command. Okay. How to work with zip command and unzip command. What is ping command? What is wget command? What is curl command? What is ifconfig command? What is free command? Top command? htop command? What is ln command? How to create the link files in the Linux. Okay. Now, here, what are the commands we have learned so far in our Linux machine? We discussed about several commands, guys. So we discussed about who am I, date command, cal command, pwd, cd, ls, touch command, rm command, mv command, cat command, tac command, rev command, cp command, diff command, compare command, wc command, history command, head command, tail command, grep command, bi command, sed command, awk command. Then after, we discussed about commands like user add command. Then we discussed about password command, user add command to create the new user, password command to set the password for the user, and we discussed about id command, and we discussed about user del command, we discussed about user mode command. Okay, user mode, user add command which is used to create the new user, password command to set the password for the user, id command to check the user belongs to how many groups, user del to delete the user, user mode which is used to add the user to the group or which is used to modify the username. Then we discussed about group add command and group del command. We discussed about group add command, group del command. Group add command is used to create a new group. Group del command to delete the group which we have created. And we discussed about chmod command which is used to change file permissions in the Linux. Chmod command is used to change file permissions in the Linux. And we discussed about chown command which is used for changing the ownership and owner group. Chmod and chown commands. Then we discussed about ping command which is used to check the connectivity. Ping command is used to check the connectivity, whether our machine is able to ping another machine based on the IP address or not. Whether our machine is able to ping the particular application by using the URL or not. For that we can use ping command. Then next one, we can use wget command. What is the purpose of wget command? Wget command is used to download the URL based files based on the URL. Okay, I want to download Tomcat server as a zip file. For that we can use wget command. Any file that you want to download from the internet based on the URL, then you can use wget command for that. Then next one, we discussed about curl command. What is the purpose of curl command? Curl command is used to send the request to the particular URL. So I want to send one HTTP request to the URL. For that we can use this curl command. Then we discussed about ifconfig command. What is the purpose of ifconfig? Ifconfig command is used to print IP address of the machine. So the machine IP, if you want to check, then you can use ifconfig command. Then we discussed about a command called zip command. If you want to compress multiple files and directories, then you can go for zip. If you want to extract the compressed file, then you can use unzip command. Zip is used to compress, unzip is used to extract the zip file. Okay. If you want to extract, you download a Tomcat server as a zip. Now, how do you extract that zip? For that unzip command. You have multiple text files. You want to take those text files as a backup. Then you want to create one zip file for all the files. For that you can use zip command. Then we discussed about a command called free command. It will display memory details of our machine. Then we discussed about top command, which will display the processes which are running. Htop command, which will display the processes data in the table format. Process data in the table format. And we discussed about a command called ln command. Ln command is used to create the link file. Nothing but shortcut file we can create in the Linux machine by using ln command. So as of now, we learned total 42 commands in the Linux. Linux is CLI based operating system. In order to perform operations in the Linux machine, we need to use Linux commands only. In order to perform operations in the Linux machine, we need to use commands only because our Linux machine is CLI based machine. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to learn few more commands, guys. Tomorrow we are going to learn few more commands. Like I will give you one task for you. What is the difference between find and locate commands? I want you people to analyze this before coming to tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we need to discuss about two more commands in the Linux. Those are find commands and locate commands. Can you guys do some research on these things before coming to tomorrow's session? Can you guys do some research on these commands before coming to tomorrow's session? Okay. What is the difference between find and locate commands? Come on. Perfect. So total 42 commands we discussed. 43 and 44 commands I want you to analyze before coming to tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we are going to learn few more commands in the Linux operating system. Okay, I need another 2 classes to complete the pending commands in the Linux. I need another 2 classes to complete the commands in the Linux. Okay, then we will start with the shell scripting. After 2 classes, we will start with the shell scripting. I need 2 more classes to finish the pending commands in the Linux machine. 1 or 2 classes. One or 2 classes I need to finish the commands in the Linux machine. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about the pending topics in the Linux machine, pending commands which are important for us. Then we will talk about package managers in the Linux. Then we will start shell scripting. Another 2 classes. Then we can start with the shell scripting in the Linux. Okay. I'm going to upload these notes. in the website so that you guys can use this for practice. I hope all of you already know how to access these notes from our website. Log into Ashok ID website and join for Linux course. There you can see Linux running notes. Every day, whatever the notes I'm preparing, that notes I'm uploading in the website, you guys can download these notes and you can do the practice. Linux notes. Yeah, I have updated. All of you, please check it. All of you, please check it. Are you able to access the updated Linux running nodes? All of you, please check it and confirm. Are you able to access updated Linux nodes? Yes, good guys. Thank you.